So, like, you talk of the skin reaction, the weather adjustment. Like, have Google told you that somewhere is 10 minutes walk and you finally see yourself walking 30 minutes and you have not gotten to that place? Hi guys, good morning. Today is Saturday, and yeah, today we'll give updates, stories, how it's been going. So how are you? How is your end? If you're a new subscriber, you're welcome. If you are seeing my face for the first time, I'm Ada Cheke. If you're an old subscriber, thank you for being here. Thank you for forming this community with me where we can just bear it on. From my end, it's been exhausting, it's been overwhelming, it's been all sorts. Like, a week today I was supposed to make this video, but the emotions was so much. I cried throughout. So actually I'm making this video so that if you are already here in the UK and you are passing through this phase of your life, I want to tell you that you are not alone. Yeah, you are not alone. It's happening to each and every one of us. If you are still about to come, I want to let you know that it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. A lot of things are going to, like, exhaust you, frustrate you, depress you, give you anxiety, give you a lot of things, a lot of emotions. There are days you will cry. There are days you wish you never came. There are days you will ask yourself, what am I doing here? But you just have to be strong. You just have to be strong, right? So, as a new immigrant here in the UK, a lot of things, everybody's story is not going to be the same thing. But if it's for all of us are struggling with one thing or the other. Some people are struggling with accommodation, some people are struggling with getting a job, some people are struggling with the environment they find themselves working after getting the job. Some people are struggling with the program that they have chosen to come to this country to do. Some people are struggling with a lot of emotions. Some people are struggling with the weather. Some people are struggling with skin conditions. Some people are struggling with so many things. So many things. Like, take it from me, we are all struggling from one thing to the other. So I came into the UK. I didn't have a family that I would put up with, so I had to get an Airbnb accommodation. I went to the accommodation and started searching for a better, a more um, permanent accommodation. Then I got accommodation within 1 week. If you've not seen that video, it's on my channel. Look it up, how I got accommodation within 1 week. I got the accommodation. I actually got accommodation in 5 days, paid for the accommodation, but my money was refunded. I got another one 2 days later, paid for it, and moved into the accommodation. Then I started searching for a job. I actually found a job in 1 week. God. Yes, if you've not seen the video of how you can get a job in the first 1 week, you can still look that up. But that's not even the gist. Like, I got a job, you have been hired. Okay, now let's go to documentation. Guys, that is where the frustration started from. You get this, open an account. Got to the DBS stage. DBS was done. We still waiting for DBS to get back. DBS took 48 hours in one of the establishment. The other one, it took about 1 week. After the DBS, they said they are sending emails to my references. They waited for references to get back, and time was ticking. Like, bills are going, like, things are happening. So a lot of things happened, but that's not just it. You talk of academic. When you get to school, like, I'm a medical lab scientist, and here medical lab is called biomedical science. So I actually still went, having studied medical lab undergrad, practiced for 7 years. I had to go for biomedical science, and even at that, I'm struggling with the modules. Like, the first day we had the first lecture was the day we started talking about project topic. We started talking about project topic, project supervisors, deadlines to meet, assignment to submit, 4 hours weekly practical 2 times. you ripe to be what, and a lot of things. And we're now meeting with more sophisticated machines that is not like you see them every day back home. Like now, this is what you have to work with on a daily basis. You talk a PCR machine, talk a fluorescence machine. I don't even want to bore you with medical lab issues. Then there are people that did conversion courses that converted from science to arts, some went into management, some people who went into public health, some people went into one thing or the other because of trying to the job prospect and all that. And now you have to like do a master's on a course that you don't have a foundation on. Like, I'm still imagining how some are coping with everything. Now you talk of time management, you have a lot to do in a short period of time. You are trying to manage being able to work, to earn money, being able to study, being able to, if you have a family, if you have other things that you are doing with your time. Like 24 hours. Like this YouTube is one thing that still keeps me going. When I come in and see views on my video and see people that are subscribing and people that are commenting, like it lifts my spirits. Maybe you cannot give me money, maybe you cannot help me in any way, but if you just subscribe right now, you have already helped me. So let's continue about making money in naira and spending it in pounds. That one is another level of anxiety on its own. Like depending on how you're able to cut down on cost and the accommodation cost you get, you spend nothing less than 700 to 1,000 pounds in a month here, and like you're not making any other money. And if you check 700 to 1,000 pounds in naira, like you're talking about 700k to almost 1 million naira. Like you spend 1 million in a month and no money is entering your account, or even if it's entering, like it's entering in naira. So this brings in a lot of anxiety to you. Like, are you going to continue this way? Won't you get something doing? Won't is the job not forthcoming again? And a lot of things. So when you see people, like when they start saying I regret coming and all these things, you might not really want to blame them because you don't really know the state that person in right that time. You don't talk of skin condition. Like, look at my nose. Skin condition when I came in, whether the water, the weather, or whatever, came on my face. There are people that are very skin conscious. Like me, I'm not really skin conscious, but for somebody that is very, very skin conscious will still start getting worried about these things. Then you talk of accommodation. When you're looking for an accommodation that you will stay only you, it becomes very, very difficult. The easiest thing to get here is a shared accommodation. And when you talk of shared accommodation, it comes with its own wahala. Some people have 6 months rent, but they cannot get a personal accommodation for themselves because you don't have a credit score, you don't have a job that they can rely on. They will tell you to bring your job contracts, bring the one document or the other that you don't have. So shared accommodation might not need a lot of documentation, but it comes with its own trouble. Like the first house I was in, the person literally came to teach me how to use non-stick pots. Like, I'm coming from a bush, right? I have a full carton of non-stick pots in my house that I've not used, and the one that I'm even presently using, with the frying pan, the saucepan, the pot and everything. Like, anybody that comes into this country through the student route, I'm not just saying this thing for bragging sake on it. The person is a millionaire in Nigeria. The person has access to millions. There is no how you enter this country through the student route with the school fees accommodation. So schools are collecting 50% of their fees now, 60% of their fees, 70% of their fees. You talk of visa, IHS, your flight ticket, the money that will sustain you here and everything, that you wouldn't have had a level of millions in your account. And you now come here, you have to struggle with sharing a little space with another person, sharing utensils, sharing a lot of things that naturally is not what you might even have. Your own personal house back home, and you might have people that serve you, answer you. You will learn to do things yourself here. That's another thing. Like, some people have cleaners that come into the home to clean the house, or they have a living housekeeper or something like that back home that does all the cleaning, all the washing, all the cooking, all this. You cannot afford that thing here as a new immigrant. You're just coming in. You have to cook, you have to wash, you have to take care of your kids, you have to do everything literally by yourself. And you now talk of child care, you now talk of community. Like, people that came with children, they have to literally watch this child from morning till night. Either the man is watching or the woman is watching. Maybe back in Nigeria you had a nanny or whatever, As in, there is a lot of struggles, there's a lot of things that people are dealing with in one way or the other, like that is actually making them to get frustrated, make them to think like, is this the right decision? Did I make the right decision? Was I supposed to just stay back in my home country and manage whatever it is that is coming with insecurity and all? But guys, it's a lot. Before I continue, please, if you've not subscribed to this my channel, just click the subscribe button right now. It is free. Like, I checked my YouTube algorithm this morning, and it's telling me that 33% of my viewers are subscribed, while 67% are not subscribed. I join now. Navigation through the whole bus route, navigation through the train station, navigation on timing, on how to do things the right way, where to get things maybe more affordable and all these things. There is still things that you have came into this country, they fell sick, they had to go to the hospital, and you know, they are going to this hospital without any support. They are the one that will take themselves to the hospital, bring themselves back and take their medication, cook food and still eat. Not like you are sick in Nigeria, somebody will now come and look after you. You get be persuading you, take your drug now, eat some more now. You are the one that will motivate yourself. You are the one that will ginger yourself. Nobody is there to tell you, or you take your drugs, or you are a new immigrant that is just coming in. You might not get to start making friends the first day, the first week, or even the first month that you just arrived. You are just trying to settle down and to survive. Then it will now seem as if maybe you are lonely for people. Some people feel lonely, some people start getting depressed, some people start having a lot of emotions that comes into it. But what I want to tell you is that these things are normal. There is what they call the 4 stages. Like, the first one is the excitement stage. You got your visa, what you have been working for, you got it finally, you are thanking God, you are happy. Then the second one is this frustration stage, which actually happens to everybody. Like, it comes maybe a week after or 2 weeks. Some people last in it for months, some people last in it for years. But I don't want you to stay long in this frustration stage, because you start seeing the loopholes, you start seeing that everything is not as perfect as it has been painted, that there are things that you have to do and you have to work through yourself. Then the third stage, you come to the reality stage. You have to realize that yes, this is the reality, this is what I'm faced with. What am I going to do? Is to go and look for a solution, look for a way to live with this thing. You get to the settlement stage. Yes, that is when you get your dream job, you get the car you wanted, you get high paying jobs, you get a house of your own, maybe even get a mortgage to get a house of your own. You are no more wondering about landlord issues, trying to share accommodation and all that. We'll all get there, but it's all in stages. But you don't have to despise your little beginning, like become so frustrated right now and make some certain mistakes, and you still don't have to stay so long in your frustration stage. Yes, there are times you will cry, there are times you will feel depressed, there are times you will be anxious, there are times you will feel like it's not worth it. But what I'm just telling you is that whatever you feel immediately after that feeling, just drop the feeling, then get up and start moving. It's going to get better. But for people that are already here, that's what I'm saying. For people that will still come, let you make the right mindset. Come here with the right mindset. Don't come here like the day you drop at the airport, people will start worshiping you, you start picking money on the road, you start doing this and doing that. You will face challenges, you will face difficulties. It's going to be very tough, it's going to be hard, but it's doable, it's possible, you can do it. So you just be prepared, be mentally prepared, be self-motivated. Nobody is going to motivate you. Motivate yourself. Like, be your own hype man or hype woman. Like, tell yourself you are trying, tell yourself you are strong, you are help you through when you face things. Don't take things to heart so much. When somebody just does something or do something, you just look at it and you wave it up and you continue moving. The only thing that you have to promise yourself is that tomorrow is going to be better than yesterday. You get better each day, each month, each year. There should be a progression line. You should always get better from what it was. Let me now say, okay, I've started working now. I've started working, and I'm not started earning yet, but at least I'm working now. I'm getting through the academics. Like, I now know that I have to do this and do that. I've drawn out a map of how I'm going to go about the whole thing. I've gotten my project supervisor, I'm working on my topic, and that is it for my life update. And as it goes by, I will let you know how it's happening. So I want to hear your thoughts. Your comments also motivates me. What you say and what you know, you like the video, you comment, you just say something, I know that somebody is watching, that somebody cares, that somebody is finding it helpful. Like somebody walked up to me the other day and told me that she watched my video on how to get a job in the first week and that it really helped, and I'm so glad about that. If my video, any of my video has been helpful to you in any way, you can just do well to let me know. And that is it for now. See you in my next one. Bye bye.